Hey, what's up? It's your pal, Rowan the Schmoen, the Moen, the Lowen. Yeah. Today, yeah, we're just going to be exploring more of this little world that I'm making. So, uh, the first thing I want to do is to have this little Californian country go up and explore Washington. Because if you don't already know, Washington is not part of the Most of Washington isn't like in the Rocky Mountains area. So they get to explore it before humans have these pretty cool mountain climbing technologies. So that leaves this really, really thin part of North America to be discovered, and we will do that uh when we have greater technology. Maybe this civilization will invent it. Speaking of that civilization, yeah, they're just going to do some more exploring, because while this is a cold continent, you really can't stop humans when they explore. Again, that doesn't mean that they can explore, but the really, really cool parts of Quebec, which humans actually probably really can't explore, are all the way up in the north, and Newfoundland too, but yeah. So, this is going to be how much they explore. Maybe they'll explore this, maybe, but yeah. Also, they decide to test out their boats more, and, well, what do you know? Greenland is discovered, and this time on the opposite side of where it was originally discovered. But, yeah, they can't really, do much with it. Going over to Asia, yeah, this is, so this is the scene we see. More exploration activities in Burma, Myanmar, and they actually find the kind of Bengali coast. I think that's what it's called, the Bengali coast. And then they begin working their way down through the Indian coast, and yeah, down and down and down, all the way until they reach this little island. It's Sri Lanka. And and they explore more of this and they explore more of this new subcontinent. Of course, they really can't explore too much north. They don't really know that yet, but pretty soon they're going to get stopped when they try and explore the giant mountains we know as the Himalayas because, well, they don't really know that the tallest mountains on Earth are there. So, yeah, that's probably going to be a problem for them once that sets in. But yeah, about half of the Indian subcontinent is explored now, and I'm actually going to head over to Southeast Asia for this one because that's the last place in Asia they can really go without having it be India because going north is just literally just Siberia. So they find Singapore and they cross the Strait of Malacca, I think that's called, and they land on this island. I don't actually really know its name, but yeah, they land on that island and they just kind of explore it. So this is what they all have kind of explored. Uh that's not really colonized yet. And the Orange Country decides to expand their kind of claims all the way to over here because, well, it's land. It's going to be claimed by one country at one point or another. So they lay claim to all of that land, including all the islands here. So yeah, and yeah, and a group of people who disagree with how the Orange Country is ruled, they really just don't want to be colonies anymore. and thus props up what I believe would be the first independent Asian country. Yeah, I can't see any independent countries over here. So, in order to not provoke the Orange Army, they go around here and they set up their wait. They go up here and they set up their little country on the Strait of Malacca because, well, they can see waterways becoming important sometime in the future, and because they actually can choose where they start, they decide to start in a pretty advantageous location. Yeah. So that's pretty exciting for them. And yeah, naturally they go and explore more. They go on the island of Java, and yeah, they just find more and more and more islands. The only bad thing that could happen is if The only bad thing that can happen is if there was a volcano eruption. And then they hop onto the island of Borneo. And then they just keep discovering more islands. This is Sulawesi. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I'm not sure at all. But yeah, this is Sulawesi. They go up, discover Sulawesi, and they're like, wow, this is quite a lot of islands. We might have to go out, conquer this some more, and then they see Timor-Leste, and then all the rest of these islands. So yeah, they decide to fully claim the rest of this island and all of Java, as well as these other islands. So now they're just an archipelago. And then the orange And then the orange goes all the way down there. They try and keep exploring, but oh my goodness, there's a whole new country. Could this be indigenous peoples? No, we just really don't like your rule. Oh, well, we really disagree. Oh, we'd prefer it if you guys would join us. No thanks. Alright, but exceptions may apply, and we may get a bit aggressive. So, yeah, they do that, and wow, we are really filling in the map of Asia. And then the green team hears of this, and then they're kind of scared because they really just don't want, they really do not, the Californian country hears of this, they're scared. They just don't want people leaving. And I can kind of get that, but, yeah. So, so the green team kind of implements a policy for all of the colonies right there. They're like, "Hey, you need to sign an oath to us if you need to sign an oath to us if you plan on becoming a full citizen of this little green of the Californian country." And they're like, "What? Why will we do that? We're an entire ocean away. We already have autonomous areas. You can't just deny this to us." And they denied it to them. So what do we do now? And they have an idea. They're going to revolt. And then the revolt kind of spreads throughout Japan. And then the green team's like, oh no, what have I done? Because in an attempt to make their people kind of happier, but not really, this is just an attempt to keep them loyal, they accidentally made their citizens not so loyal. So now a revolution is spreading, and that is not good for for the colon for the colony or anything. So the green team sends more people out back and they actually start landing, they actually start making some naval invasions, and they're like and the pink country is like, "Whoa, we can't have this. We're going to need to start enlisting some people." So people are enlisted, people are drafted, like everybody within the green team's like uh kind of nation is drafted. So now, it just failed, and now they're taking more and more and more land. And the green team's like, oh, even if we can't really keep hold onto these isles, maybe we can keep hold onto the mainland because, yeah, these guys are islands. No, no, you can't. And why can't you? Because they have boats, just like you do. So they begin landing on the Korean coast, and then they start making these encirclements. And the green team's like, okay, dude, why? Why would you do this? We thought you guys just wanted your little tiny isles. And then, no, as it really turns out, they're wrong. And then the green team is just getting bested and bested and bested by these farmers because the people just really do not want them anymore. So, yeah, that's and then in the midst of this rebellion, people do the unthinkable. They go north because they need a place to seek refuge. I mean, this has already been like destroying people, you know? So so there's a big migration up north and a new country is founded. It is this kind of tealish country. They just don't really want any conflict and the pink and it's not like they can really do much about it. So yeah. So the green country makes a huge encirclement because that's kind of what happens and yeah, now this Japanese army is kind of forced to draw back and draw back and draw back and oh my goodness, they're getting encircled now. They're the ones getting encircled now, and they're worried. And they take over Sakhalin. So that's the biggest loss for the pink country during this war. But the biggest loss for the green country will be the split of this. And that's because it splits this Chinese part of the green country and the it splits it into the Siberian part of this country. So they're like, yeah, we surrender. We really don't want to do this. And yeah, that kind of and the same kind of happens because yeah, just but yeah, the Green Country is forced to give up all of their colonies in Asia, and this Teal Country kind of begins to expand, and it expands everywhere in Siberia that's newly discovered. So the Green Country is not happy about losing one of their colonies, but to kind of make up for it in return to their citizens, they assert all of Washington that they just discovered. And then the orange country's like, come on, man, you really got to do better, keep hold of your colonies. So yeah, this is kind of really, yeah, they did this to themselves. And then this pink country goes and does what any other country would, and it starts to expand, just kind of go into the middle parts of China, and they go all the way up to here. And this orange country is like, hey, can you please stop? And pink country is like just out of a war. They're just out of that revolutionary war, so there's really no other decision. And the orange country, seizing this opportunity, goes and cuts the pink country off from expanding too much more unless they want to venture deep into the wilderness. So so a border up to here is established, and that's generally recognized as the border of the Orange Country. So, yeah. And now it is time for an update I haven't really done. It's a religious update. And of course, I know I haven't got the entire world filled out, but anyway, this purple religion starts making it start. Yeah. Anyway, this purple religion starts kind of. That's a cyan. This purple religion starts making its way, starts just making its way. There's prophets. They go, they go, they go, and yeah, just generally, this is just, yeah, and then it crosses into, yeah. But the people here, they're atheists. They've seen what's happened to a lot of the continent by now, and they want to fight back. So they go on kind of this crusade to cleanse religion from all of Florida. And this religion really doesn't like that. So they go and send some holy soldiers to crusade back, and yeah, that crusade works because, well, the great because the atheists, they kind of surrender. I mean, atheists are more willing to surrender than religious people. I mean, anybody would say that, but yeah, this purple religion just continues making its merry way, and and now it is the majority, and now it is the majority religion of this green country. So yeah. Also, boats start to spread that religion over to East Asia. So, yeah, expect to see more religion in Asia coming within the following days. And Japan might be this kind of Dixie hyper religious thing where a lot of people will believe in a religion instead of the atheist paradise it currently is. Wowee. So, yeah, now it's just expanding, 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 expanding. And yeah, this is the purple religion as of now. So there's really no other major religions in the world. Maybe soon, but I'm not really sure. So, yeah. All right. This religion keeps on spreading up into the Ohio Valley. It's almost to the Great Lakes, and it spreads up into the Great Lakes. So, it just kind of takes a hold, and yeah. But a lot of atheists, a lot of people who just really don't believe that, a lot of people who believe in folklore religions, they're like, well, we need to stop the spread of this purple religion. So because in many folk religions across this area, it's okay to kind of make alliances with other religions, kind of coalitions. And that's exactly what happens. All across California, we see a new kind of religion start to pop up. And the people who are classified as holy within that religion, they're like, we've made a coalition. We need to stop the spread of the purple religion. We need to stop it. Because the purple religion, yeah, they're getting out of hand. And I fear that this could cause absolutely no conflict within the foreseeable future because you already know how they're like regarding that type of stuff. So, yeah, and maybe it will spread to Asia, but that is for next episode. Yeah, this is already at 18 minutes. I've got to go.